ball. Tough day for Bono. The INT set up. Kelly, Quinn Early. Bills win it 20-9. Bruce Smith and the Bills headed back to the playoffs. Yes. Marty Schottenheimer, first time in 7 years, he is not going to the postseason. In fact, Kansas City fails to make the postseason for the first time in the 90s. They were the only team that had made the playoffs every season in the 90s. The Chiefs dropped 4 of their last 5. And following the game, the Chiefs spoke about their seat for the playoffs.
They always ask that same question, do losses hurt worse? Hell, all of them hurt. I don't give a which ones you have, all of them hurt. So, you know, me to sit there and say I got a meter to measure which losses hurt worse than others, they all hurt.
We got beat in Indianapolis, and then we come back. We had the same team, but for some reason or another throughout that offseason, a lot of hearts got taken, you know, and they didn't replace it with nothing.
It started hitting it home that, hey guys, if we don't win this, and we're home, and we have to look forward to the '97 season, and I don't think anybody was ready for that. I know I wasn't. And Ken Hall stated at halftime, he said, Jim, I'm not ready to quit. Yeah, he said, I still want to play.
Little FYI to the athletes. You know, when they turn on the camera, keep in mind, kids do watch SportsCenter. They really do. It's not just for grown-ups. Kids do. A public service announcement. The Chiefs still can't figure out how to beat the Bills in Buffalo. 2 of their 4 losses this decade have come in the postseason there. In the 4 losses, the Chiefs have been outscored 131-46.
Once anybody won that game, the Colts were in the playoffs, so they then held in their own unreliable hands the chance to host the wild card game, a very important consideration for a team that had been only 3-4 on the road this year. The only problem was they were visiting a team as hot as any in the second half. The Bengals had I Say It's Still Riverfront, and that's what I'm going to call it. Bruce Coslet looking for a 500 finish, and Jeff Blake looking for 500 yards in the air. He's looking for Carl Pickens. 52 will do. That will set up the Cincinnati 7-0 touchdown. Still in the first, Bengals are driving again, but here's Blake, and here's not Richard Belzer, but Jason Belzer. And he takes it back 21 yards. We're tied at 7. In the third, Indy trailing 17-10. There's Harbaugh. Long bomb off stride to Marvin Harrison. Not a touchdown, but nearly. We're tied again at 17. In the fourth, Bengals 2nd and 2. Nice short arm by Blake to Pickens. First Bengal in history to have 100 receptions in a season. Since you have 24-17. But then the ensuing Colts punt return is Aaron Bailey. Bailey? Which Bailey? And they're not gonna get him. And we're tied again at 24. Aaron, please save your self-congratulation for the end of the game. Bengals 1st and 10 from the 9. Blake to Tony McGee. Bengals ahead again, 31-24. Colts, though, have one last shot. With 6 seconds to go, here's Harbaugh. Nothing open, jump ball. Gerald Dixon pulls it down. He plays for Cincinnati. Bengals win 31-24, and they finish up 7-2 under Bruce Coslet. 8-8 overall, still their best record since 1990. Colts make the playoffs for the 2nd year running for the first time since 1977, but they will have to go on the road. Here's the AFC schedule. Then Jacksonville at Buffalo on Saturday. That'll be the game on the Mother Network, ABC at 12:30 Eastern, and the Colts and Steelers on Sunday. Denver and the Patriots getting the AFC byes. Bye. In the NFC, could a second-year expansion team get a first-round bye? If Tom Capers could beat his old boss, the Panthers would. Speaking of old bosses, Kevin Green hits Mike Tomczak in the end zone. It's an intentional grounding and a safety. 9-0 Panthers. Now watch this. It's a punt. It's still live, except the mascot forgets or decides he wants to be in the highlights. Bill Cowher thought it was funny. The ref, Dick Hantak, did not think it was funny. You'll be suspended, and wipe that stupid look off your face. Cordell Stewart in at quarterback for most of this game for the Steelers and showing the versatility that could make him someday the National Football League's MVP at any one of 2 positions, maybe 3. An 80-yard touchdown scrambled, the longest by a quarterback in NFL history, 14-9 Thurs. Fourth quarter, 18-14 Thurs. 4th and goal. Stewart hit Ernie Mills, and Ernie Mills hit the good zone. Just plain old dropped it. Next drive, less than 2 minutes to go. Key 3rd and 7. Stewart takes a look. And Andre Hastings. A great scoop in interference there, so we're now 1st and goal at the 1. Oh, but it's raining flags. Brendan Stye called for a false start, and then Cowher, a good craftsman, never blames his tools. So it's 2nd and goal on the same drive, as Bill says, think, or something to that effect. And now Stewart has no protection. Sean King, the other team's quarterback, must go down. He must go down hard. 3rd down and goal. One last chance. Stewart to Hastings. Didn't get to Hastings. Got to Chad Cota instead for the interception. But a great move on Hastings. And the Panthers clinched the divisional title 18-14. Only the third time in 14 years the Niners haven't taken the NFC West home. Panthers and Jags in the postseason in year 2. So you think this maybe will hop up the price for the next set of NFL expansion teams? Any other answers to any other questions?
They will be home for the holidays, not to mention the days after the holidays. Armed with home field advantage throughout the playoffs, the Packers won't be leaving Green Bay anytime soon. Great news for a team that has had its 3 previous seasons ended in Dallas. Bad news for the rest of the NFL. Green Bay has won 25 of its last 26 at Lambeau Field. Pack welcoming the Vikings. Darryl Talley sporting the Vikings' new warm-ups. Vikes down 7-0 first quarter. Brad Johnson, armed with a new contract, finds Chris Carter. Chris Carter, 76th career touchdown reception. We're tied at 7. Second quarter, Brett Favre, Antonio Freeman, and that is Corey Fuller coming up right there. Let's look at it again. In fact, let me see it twice. Corey Fuller. I don't think Antonio saw him. What do you think?
And never paid attention.
Third quarter, Packers 1st and 10 from the 13. Favre to Dorsey Levens. Great block. Frank Winters blocking. 17-10 Packers. 24-10 Packers. Fourth quarter, Favre looking for Keith Jackson. 31-10 Packers. Favre, did you say MVP? 39 TD passes. That is the most ever by a quarterback not named. Marino, 38-10. The final in this one, Green Bay is the first team since the 1972 Dolphins to lead the league in scoring offense and scoring defense. Favre's 3 TD tosses give him 39 for the year, 1 more than his MVP season of 95. To the vet, birds of a different feather, Eagles, Cardinals, Kent Graham, second play of the game, Mike Mamula. First quarter touchdown, first career touchdown. Late in the second quarter, Eagles up 16-3. Ricky Waters, 23-3. Second half, Boomer Esiason replaces Graham. William Fuller would like to get to know Boomer. Fuller. After his 3 sacks. Late in the fourth, it got ugly. Eric Hill stuffs Waters, and then the Dennis Rodman trick. Ricky's not happy. Under 10 seconds to go, Esiason needs 29 yards passing for a $100,000 signing bonus. It's come down to this. Larry centers, gets 12 yards. The clock runs out. No bonus. No bonus for Boomer. No win for the Cards. 29-19. The Cards offense, ranked 8th in the NFL, was held to more than 100 yards under their season average. This is the 2nd straight season the Eagles end the regular season at 10-6. They will meet the 49ers in San Francisco next Sunday. On Saturday on ABC, the Vikings will visit the Cowboys. Green Bay and Carolina have the weekend off. Rich Brooks had scheduled the news conference weeks ago. Little did he know the Rams management.
Media dressed it up as the last tune-up for the current darlings of the AFC and the renewal of one of the game's most long-standing rivalries. But basically, it was the Broncos at the Chargers, with Denver trying to remember 2 things. 1, don't get anybody hurt, and 2, especially don't get Elway, Sharp, or Davis hurt. Denver with a chance to go 14-2 for the first time ever. Elway, oh, don't get hurt. Anthony Miller becomes the 3rd NFL quarterback to throw for 45 billion yards. All right, 45,000. Denver would lead 10-0 later in the first. Elway under pressure. Oh, he fumbles, and he's down. Seau recovers and gives the ball to a fan. It's Souvenir Ball Day. Second quarter, Denver 10-7. Seau playing with an injured knee. Terrell Davis fumbles, not hurt. Seau another souvenir. In the fourth quarter, Bill Musgrave hurt. Elway out. He looks on as Jeff Lewis in from the stands. Throws an interception, and San Diego goes on to win, but Elway can taste the playoffs. Davis rushed for 21 yards and 9 carries, finishing the year with a team record 15-38. The team split the season series. Bobby Ross did not have a losing season, which would have been his first, but San Diego's 8-8 year does not look too good. At Oakland, a PSL. For this, I have to buy a PSL. First play of the third quarter, Raiders leading the Seahawks 14-13. Billy Joe Hobart meets Sam Adams. Heck, the head on that. The Seahawks recover, and 3 plays later, Gino Torretta. There's been a Gino Torretta sighting. In for Stan Gelbaugh, was out with a groin injury. There were more groin injuries than fans at this game. Torretta to Joey Galloway for a touchdown. That's right. Same score. Napoleon Kaufman coughs it up. Corey Harris recovers. 7 turnovers by the Raiders. Mike White wins or loses the Seahawks-Raiders who get fired first bowl. The Raiders lose to Seattle's 4th-string QB. Unbelievable. First for the 92 Heisman winner Torretta. First NFL pass attempt. First NFL pass. First touchdown. First win. Dan?
Washington fans said goodbye to the Redskins for the year and goodbye to RFK Stadium forever. The team is moving out of the NFL's smallest building and moving into a 76,000-seat state-of-the-art facility just 5 miles away. The Skins closed the doors and turned out the lights after meeting the team they have faced at least once in every season since 1961, the Cowboys. 229th consecutive sellout. Fans came out to hail the Redskins. Sonny Jurgensen, the victory cigar before the victory. Art Monk, the great receiver. Dexter Manley on hand. John Riggins sharing a few laughs with Sonny. Riggo's blockers, the Hogs. The RFK faithful still loving the Troy Aikman got the day off. So did Emmett. Fourth quarter, Terry Allen, he would break the Skins' single-season rushing record held by John Riggins, and then said, "Take me home." A piece of RFK with him, and then Barry, the Cowboys in Fuego. The RFK faithful saying one final thank you and goodbye to the place the Skins called home. Still one of the greatest venues to see a game in, particularly a playoff game. You actually felt like you were playing in it. 37-10 the final. Redskin owner Jack Kent Cooke could not be there for the finale due to an illness. The Redskins close out the season 9-7, their first winning season since 1992. Following the finale, the Skins hogged the spotlight in Leslie Visser's microphone.
It was unbelievable, you know, to be in my place where I'm with the younger guys. I know the guys who were here, the Sonny Jurgensens of the past, and I played with the guys, the Art Monks and the Doug Williams. It's unbelievable. And obviously, the real reality of why we were here is to win this game. We got 9 games. I wish everybody could be me today.
Bears and Bucks, Tony Dungy looking for the franchise's 100th win. James Burton goes out of bounds, comes back in. That is a penalty on the Bears. So on the punt, they have to re-kick it. Bucks are leading 14-7. Carl Williams takes it at his own 12, and he will go in, out, and then he is gone. 88 yards, 21-7 Tampa. A little rough in Tampa. John Lynch nails Curtis Conway. And let's look at it again. Tony Dungy gets, I guess this is ice on the cake, right? Is that what that is? 34-19 the final after a 1-8 start done in the previous 5 years. In fact, 5 years to the day. On December 22nd, 1991, the Jets beat the Dolphins at the Meadowlands. That was the last time New York won a home game in the month of December. So guess who came calling on the Jets Sunday? The Dolphins. Rich man, poor man. First quarter, Dolphins ball, Jets 38. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hit by Matt Brock. He fumbles. Hugh Douglas not only picks it up, he's got designs on taking it 62 yards for the score. Jets up 7-0. Jets led 21-14 third quarter, and it's Jabbar again. 30 carries, 152 yards, gets 17 here. It becomes the first Dolphin since Delvin Williams to go over 1,000 yards. The Jets don't die. Fourth quarter, down 10. Frank Reich in at QB, looking for Wayne Corbett. This has got to make Leon Hess happy. Yay. Nice gesture by Corbett. Gives the ball to Kotite. And then another nice gesture. Wayne Corbett gives the ball to Terrell Buckley. The Jets user-friendly. Tough loss for Rich. He will have no more as the member of the Jets coaching staff. 31-28 your final. Jets become the 5th team to go 1-15 since the NFL went to that 16-game schedule in 1978. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the first Dolphin running back in 18 years to top 1,000. To Baltimore, the Oilers and the Ravens. Vinny's going to the Pro Bowl, looking to finish up strong. Looking good early, 7-0 Oilers until Vinny looks for Michael Jackson. 86 yards, one of 3 touchdowns on the afternoon for Jackson, and we're knotted at 7. Or 7-7 tie. Oilers hanging tough. They're up 17-7. Third quarter, Steve McNair.
For Steve McNair, just over the 20.
Looking, not looking, scrambling, and he's in for a touchdown. 24-yard touchdown. Oilers hold on to win it by the final of 24-21. Houston won 6 road games this season. Franchise record. By finishing 4-12, the Ravens get to pick 4th overall again.
Even the organized crime reporter Dan Moldea in his Seminole game Sunday afternoon was prearranged. Far from it. But confess, the thought crossed your mind. Jeremy Schaap now from Jacksonville on the beneficiaries of the cheesiest looking outcome of the year.
The Jaguars' season came down to this. Arguably the greatest kicker in NFL history attempting a 30-yard field goal.
The Jaguars' playoffs hopes may indeed rest on this play. It is from 31 yards. There's the snap. The place with the kick is up. It's on the way. And it's no good. It's no good. It's no good. Mark Anderson is missed. And the Jaguars are going to the playoffs.
Oh, my goodness. Had you lost hope? Had I lost hope? I'm not going to say I completely lost hope, but I was down in the dumps. At that point, I'm praying for just about anything. I was hoping hail would come down, anything to distract the kicker. Well, I was just thinking, I guess I'll go home and pack, because he's automatic, who would have believed that he would have missed?
Snap was good, the hold was good, the protection was excellent as usual, and it's all on me on that one.
Somebody wanted us to be in the playoffs, and it was meant, so thank you, Lord, and thank you, all the fans.
Then, in a scene more reminiscent of a political rally than a football game, Coach Tom Coughlin directly addressed the fans.
We tried to find a way to give you a Christmas gift. We brought that thing down to 4 seconds. We got over those, we got it.
It shouldn't have been this close, but then again, the Jaguars have always had a knack for theatrics.
We never give up. We hang in there, and we got a good bunch of guys that are, with a lot of character that just keep fighting. The last 2 weeks, when we've asked you to be at your best, you have been at your best. And that 12th man has been critical to providing energy for this football team. Thank you, one and all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
In Jacksonville, Jeremy Schaff, ESPN.
Today, consider myself the luckiest coach in the face of the NFL. Well, Jacksonville won for...
We're hoping to reestablish their first ever meeting between these two. Cold at Lambeau, 3 degrees. Packers trying to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Lombardi's town. Reggie White trying to get to his first ever Super Bowl. Tyrone Poole nearly spoiled the party. First quarter, no score, and Favre is headed in his direction. Poole tries to step in and steal the offering. Next Packer play, Sam Mills, the oldest non-kicker to start in a Pro Bowl. Down to the 1, and Lamar Lathan tells Favre, get used to it. Same possession, Kerry Collins, Howard Griffith, the former Fighting Illini, 7-0 Panthers. Joe?
That's a great job. Green Bay's trying to lock up on Wesley Walls, but they wind up leaving Howard Griffith wide open in the end zone. Hardest throw to make for a quarterback.
Pack driving, 3rd and 1. Dorsey Levens, 35 yards down to the Panther 29. He had 88 yards on the day. Tommy?
Yeah, a couple of good blocks help him along here. Jeff Thomason on Kevin Green locks up, does a good job of keeping his hands inside. And Keith Jackson, not known as a really good blocker, fends off Eric Davis enough to spring Levens to the outside.
Second quarter, same drive. Favre. Who else? Levens, 29-yard touchdown, corner of the end zone. Joe?
Oh, what a great job by Levens here. Not only does he make the reception, that's the first part of it. You see him go up, and he wrestles it away from Davis. You can't have it. It's mine, Eric. I don't care. But watch his feet. He manages to have one heel hit, left heel down, right heel down, touchdown.
Later in the second quarter, Favre scrambles under pressure, loses the handle. Panthers would recover following the mad scramble. It is Lamar Lathan, the All-Pro, finally gets on top of it, and the Panthers on the move again. Kerry Collins, Mark Carrier. And then Collins, Wesley Walls holds on despite the pop from Eugene Robinson. That led to a field goal, 10-7 Panthers. The Packers get rolling, though. It's Tickle Me Edgar. Edgar Bennett, 7 yards to the right. He had 99 yards on the day. Bennett again goes right. They picked on Kevin Green's side all afternoon long. Then Favre, right. But Kevin Green stuffs him. A key 3rd and 1. Favre looking for Keith Jackson. Gets nailed by Kevin Green and Chad Cota, but hangs on. Next play, they're not going right, they're going left. But it turns out right. 8 yards for Bennett. 3 plays later, Favre. Andre Rison, a bullet for 20 yards. Next play, Favre continues the surgery. Antonio Freeman, 14-10 Pack. Will the Panthers run out the clock inside a minute? Well, they should have. 40 seconds to go. Collins gets picked by Tyrone Williams. 2 interceptions on the day for Collins. Tommy?
Yeah, great athletic play by Williams, and the thing that impresses most is he keeps his hands underneath the football so it doesn't bounce out as he hits the ground.
Well, the Pack would capitalize. Favre, Antonio Freeman, that would set up a field goal. It was 17-10 Packers at halftime, Joe.
And Brett Favre under heavy pressure now is going to hit Don Beebe for 29 yards. He just continues to work. You look at those completions after the first half, comes back, sets, moves a little bit, drops it right off. There goes Beebe down the field. Now he comes back again. You thought that was good. Watch me now, says Brett. Oh, look out. Here we go. Here we go. Little push pass, first down. Great play by Dorsey Levens.
You look at it again, he had nowhere to go. Just in the grasp of Kevin Green, they didn't call it. The little shovel pass to Edgar Bennett kind of typified Favre's day. He struggled early and then came back. Third quarter, Packed by 7, Favre to Levens. 5 catches, 117 yards, 66 of the 117 on this play, down to the Panther 4. Tommy?
It's a great job of patience by the offense, allowing the defense to commit to pass rush, and then Levens with a great job of cutting back against the defense, getting back to the outside. An excellent hustle by Tyrone Poole coming across the field to eventually knock him out.
Edgar Bennett capped the drive, 4 yards out, 27-13 Pack. More problems for the Panthers. Anthony Johnson finally had a hole to run in. Pack recovered, Joe.
Well, watch Gilbert Brown on this one. He has the presence of mind to get his left hand on the ball and cause the fumble. A.J. goes through, looks fine, everything looks good, and whoops, there it is, squirts right out. Butler on top.
Led to a Packer field goal. They win 30-13. They're headed to the Super Bowl, and the Ice Bowl revisited for Mike Holmgren. Brett Favre and Reggie White going to the Super Bowl. Rightfully so. They were the best team during the regular season. Now they'll try to prove that in New Orleans. 30-13, the final to win. Green Bay's 9th straight in the postseason at Lambeau. Favre 19-0 in games where the temperature is under 35 degrees. This will be the Pack's first Super Bowl trip since beating Dallas in the Ice Bowl 29 years ago. Following the game, Andrea Kramer spoke with Edgar Bennett.
You're on your way to the Super Bowl. What does this mean?
It's great for the city of Green Bay. It's great for all the fans here. It's great for the team. It's about time.
How does it feel to get to the Super Bowl and have the biggest game of your career?
I mean, it felt great. We came out here today. Everybody had to step it up. We did it, played great. We on our way to New Orleans, baby.
All of us were dreaming about this game all week. And it was like we were being tormented, you know, playing the game before we got out and played the game, you know. And so, you know, now it's over. We can relax, and hopefully we can have pleasant dreams.
There's no doubt about it that that team, they belong in New Orleans, and the way we play, we belong in Charlotte.
I've accomplished basically every individual honor there is to accomplish in a short period of time. But to go without a Super Bowl, it leaves an empty feeling for me and from our team. It's been a fun ride, but we don't want to stop yet.
Packers did not have a 1,000-yard rusher during the regular season. You would never know that by the way they have run the ball the last 3 weeks. 2 of the last 3 weeks, they've gone over 200 yards, including today.
Well, I think it was an offense early on today struggling to find themselves, and they struggled a little bit in the first quarter of this football game and into the second quarter. Now they established the running game. This is the drive that ends basically the first half of football, and it's where they ran the football that's important. Not at the bubbles in that 30 defense, but off the edges, off the tackle edges to the right side for the most part, and then this last play we're going to see them go up top to the left of your screen, right there at the top of the screen, and again, they're turning the corner. So a great job by the tackles, the guards on the pulls, and the backs finding the creases. And I think that after you start to run the ball, you establish that run game, that begins to make the quarterback comfortable.
It really does. It opens up the passing game. Also, it causes the defense to come up the field if you have Brett Favre there and open up those lanes. But what amazes me so much is Brett Favre started in typical Brett Favre fashion. He came out, he was wild high, he was wild low, he was wild all over the place. That's Brett Favre. The amazing thing, this guy threw 39 touchdown passes during the season, really struggling through the first quarter of most football games. This was just a typical make-a-play, improvisational type of play by Brett Favre.
Plus, you never got the sense that he panicked today.
No. He always looks like he's panicking, but he never does.
I know. And keep in mind, though, here's a guy who showed up at training camp this year and says, Super Bowl or bust.
Exactly.
He knew where this team was headed. And